Yes, so very good evening to all of you. Right, so finally the wait is over and the new syllabus of ICAI has been introduced. Right, so now no anticipation कि, oh, when the syllabus is coming, what will happen when my attempt is there, what I need to study and all of that. Right, so we've got the clarification over there. Right, so let's look into that the new what do you say, the 19 chapters which have come into the new syllabus of the audit paper, right, the CA final audit paper. Rather, now the name of the subject itself has also undergone a change. Earlier, it was called as the Advanced Auditing and the Professional Ethics. Right? The name of the subject was Advanced Auditing and the Professional Ethics. Right? Now, the name of the subject has been revised to Advanced Auditing Assurance and the Professional Ethics. Right? So, if you observe it minutely, right, there has also been a change in the name of the subject, calling it now as the Advanced Auditing Assurance and the Professional Ethics. Okay. And then, like there are 19 chapters which are there as per the study material of the ICAI in the new audit syllabus over there. Right. So, what has been mainly added in these 19 chapters, one is the standards, right? 10 standards have been added over there, right? 10 standards. So, up to May 2019, up to the May 2019, there were the 46 standards which used to be applicable for CA final. Then November 19 onwards, and then, up to the May 23 and now November 23, right? You have the 36 standards applicable for your exams. And now these 10, which had been deleted, and now have been added back again. Right, so now in your new syllabus, you have the 46 standards which are applicable for your exams. Right, so which are the 10 standards which have been added over there? One, the standards in the 800 series, right? The SA 800, the SA 805, and the SA 810. Right, then you have the SRE, that is the standards on the review engagement 2400 and the 2410. Right, then you have the standards on the assurance engagement 3400, 3402, and the 3420. And then the standards of the related services, that is 4400 and the 4410. Right, so one addition, if you look at the chapter number 8, 9, 10, 11, as per the new study material of the ICAI, right, these are the 10 standards which have been added. Right, so like SA 800, it is regarding the special considerations audits of financial statements prepared in accordance with the special purpose framework. Right, then 805, it is the audits of the single financial statement, the specific element or account or item. 810, it is the engagement to report on the summary financial statements, right? So when summary financial statements are being prepared. Right, then 2400 and 2410, it is regarding the engagements to review the financial information or the review of financial information being performed by the independent auditor. So if the auditor is doing the review, then the auditor has to follow SRE 2410. Right, then you have the standards in the 3000 series, 3400, right? 3400, the examination of the prospective financial information, right? The forecast and the projection. Then 3402, it is regarding the assurance reports on the controls at a service organization. And 3420, it is regarding the pro forma financial information included in the prospectus. Right, then 4400, it is regarding the engagements to perform the agreed upon procedures regarding the financial information, and 4410, it is regarding the compilation engagements. Right, so these are the 10 standards which have been added. Right, then apart from that, we have an altogether new chapter called as the SDG, that is the Sustainable Development Goals, and the ESG assurance, that is the environmental, social, and the governance assurance. Right, so that's a brand new chapter which has been added over there, right, which is regarding the SDG and the ESG, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the environment, social, and the governance. Okay, right, then there is a chapter which has been added, or you can say it has also been replaced. We have a new chapter now called as the Digital Auditing and Assurance. Right, so earlier in your syllabus, you had a chapter called as the automated environment. Right, so now this chapter of the automated environment has been replaced with the digital auditing and the assurance. Right, so talking about robotics, blockchain, artificial intelligence, remote audit, Internet of Things, right, and the different softwares for doing the audit in the digital environment, right, are discussed in this particular chapter. Right, so in terms of new things, anything new that has come into the syllabus over there is one, the 10 standards which have actually come back. Right, then you have the SDG and the ESG assurance and the digital auditing and the assurance. Okay, right, so that is what has been added. Then in the terms of what is deleted, that what was there in the old syllabus but now not there in the new syllabus, one is the chapter on the company audit. Right, the Companies Act 2013, right, starting from section 138, which was regarding internal audit, and 148, which was regarding cost audit. Right, it says that entire chapter has been deleted. Right, just little bit of reference of company law has been given in the audit report chapter, like say regarding 143.3, and then also after that under the professional ethics chapter, there is a discussion regarding few of the sections of the company law. Right, but as such, the entire chapter has been removed. Right, so little bit of reference of company law here and there, like section 129 in the chapter of the group audit, like the audit of consolidated financial statements or so. Right, then another chapter which has been deleted is the chapter on the liabilities of the auditor. So you see the new chapter over there, you have the professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor. But in that chapter, professional ethics and liabilities of auditor, these liabilities which were there in the small chapter are not there. Right, so as such, this chapter on the liabilities of the auditor done away with. Okay, swaha, that type done away with. Right, then you have the chapter of the audit committee and the corporate governance. Right, that is the SEBI LODR, the listing obligation and the disclosure requirement regulations. Right, so again added to your self-paced learning module in your corporate economic laws. Right, so that is why deleted from here the audit committee and the corporate governance. Right, then another chapter which has been shifted to your taxation, your direct taxation, is the tax audit. That is the audit under the fiscal laws, no longer applicable for your exams in the audit paper. Right, then we have these institutional audit like bank, NBFC, insurance, PSU. So bank, NBFC, PSU continue to be there. What has been deleted is the audit of the insurance companies. Right, so insurance company chapter out. Right. Then after that, we had one big theoretical procedural chapter over there regarding the peer review and the quality review. Right. The entire peer review mechanism and the quality review mechanism. Right. So again, that entire chapter not there. Right. The peer review and the quality review. Right, so little a brief discussion of peer review, quality review is given in chapter number 1, which is regarding the quality control. But as such, the entire chapter has been deleted. Right, then we had one chapter called as the internal audit, the management and the operational audit. Right, internal audit, management and operational audit. From that, they have kept the internal audit part, but the management and operational audit part has been deleted. Right, the management and the operational audit part has been deleted. Right, so not applicable for your exams. Right, so these are a few of the chapters which are not there in the new syllabus as compared to the old syllabus. Right, then we have the chapter of the, we had the chapter of the audit of the consolidated financial statements. Now that same chapter is there, but it is called as the group audit. So, renaming of the chapter. है ना? So instead of audit of CFS, now it is called as the group audit. Right, then I already told you about the 10 standards which have been added. Right, then in the internal audit chapter, they've put an introduction to the SIA, that is the standards on the internal audit. And then in the chapter of the forensic accounting, right, so forensic accounting was already there, but little bit of change in the content. And also they've put an introduction to the FAIS, that is the forensic accounting and investigation standards. right? The forensic accounting and the investigation standards. So now if you see, audit paper is more of a standardized paper over there, right? Because you have the engagement and quality control standards, then the standards on internal audit, and the forensic accounting and the investigation standards, but just an introduction to these ones. Right, then as such, we have the, right, what do you say, the 46 standards, right? Out of that, this green color, right, the 800, 200,000, 3,000, 4,000 series added. And other standards, it says some have been discussed in detail, studied at the intermediate level in detail. So at CA final, only the application part is there. But now to what extent the application and the overview part, that we will come to know with the passing time. And earlier in the CA final audit, there used to be always a module 3, which used to be regarding the auditing pronouncements, where all the bare text of all the auditing standards, including the main material and the application and the other explanatory material, used to be given. But if you see currently in the study material of the institute for the new syllabus, we don't see that, right? So maybe if what is given in the study material regarding auditing standards, whatever we have studied should be sufficient. But again, we need to wait for further clarification that whether the auditing pronouncements are also applicable for the exams, right? So if we have an outlook into the study material for the new syllabus, it says module 1, which you have chapter number 1 to 7, and then also the module 2, in which there is chapter number 8, 9, 10, 11. So as such, if you look at from chapter number 1 to chapter number 11, it is all auditing standards. It's all regarding the engagement and the quality control standards. In reporting, yes, they've also discussed the reporting under company law and also put the reporting under CARO over there, right? The company's auditors report order. Then I told you the chapter number 12, digital auditing and assurance, which has replaced the chapter of the automated environment. Then group audit, earlier this chapter was the audit of the consolidated financial statements, now renamed to be called as the group audit. Right. Then earlier we had two separate chapters on the audit of the banks and the audit of the NBFCs. Now both those chapters have been combined together, making it a 130-page chapter over there, right? The audit of the banks and the audit of the NBFCs, right? Then you have the chapter on the audit of the PSUs, which is now called as the overview of the audit of the PSUs. Fair enough, right? Internal audit, along with this chapter, earlier you also had the management operational audit, but now what remains over there is only the internal audit, also with the introduction to the SIAs, that is the standards on the internal audit, right? Then you have the due diligence, investigation, and the forensic audit. Forensic accounting, I think it's replaced now. Instead of forensic audit, you call it as the forensic accounting. And then forensic accounting, little bit of revamp of the content and also the introduction to the forensic accounting and investigation standards, right? Then you have the emerging areas, the SDG, sustainable development goals, and the ESG, that is the environment, social, and the governance assurance. And then last chapter, professional ethics and the liabilities of the auditor, right? So that continues to be the same with little bit of updation of the content, right? But the two schedules to the Chartered Accountants Act and then the 34 clauses and a few sections of the Chartered Accountants Act. Okay, right? So this is just an outline for all of you regarding the new syllabus, right? Then after that, if you look at every chapter of the institute, right, in every chapter of the institute, first they have created a scenario. This is the challenge, and now in this challenge, how you address it or how you do the audit. So they've laid down a background for that to begin with that particular chapter. So that's a new thing. Very nice content with very good English has been introduced over there. Right. Then after that, they have put three types of questions over there. One is your test your understanding. Right, so they have given a situation, and then you, based on the knowledge which has been given in the earlier paragraphs, it's you have to address that situation, right? So there are some questions under the TYU, that is the test your understanding, right? Then we have some ICS. What are ICS? The integrated case scenarios, right? The integrated case scenarios, for which you also have the MCQs, right? For which the case study is given, and then after that you have the MCQs which are asked. And then towards the end, you have the TYK, that is the test your knowledge, right? You have the questions regarding the TYK, right? So those are the theoretical questions, right, which used to be there in the earlier study material also, right? So you have the test your knowledge question over there, right? So this is what is the outline of the chapters which has been there in the new syllabus, right? So test your understanding and integrated case scenario, and also the test your knowledge. Okay. Right, so this I think gives you a fair idea. So I'd also prepared a summary over here. Okay, what are the chapter names and what are the essays which are standards which are getting covered over there. So if you see chapter number 1 to 11, pure audit standards, right? Auditing, assurance, related services, all standards over there. Right, then after that you have the digital assurance, right? The group audit where we have a reference to SA 600 using the work of another auditor. Then internal audit, where we have a reference to SA 610, which is regarding using the work of the internal auditors. Right, then the chapters or topics which are excluded, I just mentioned to you about these chapters. Then there is a change in the chapter of automated environment, now called as the digital auditing and assurance, CFS, now called as the group audits. Okay, and then you have these S10 standards, which have been added over there. Okay, right. So now what about right, the classes and all for these new chapters and this new syllabus and the new content over there, right? So the batch is starting on 25th of July 2023, the final regular batch, right? Starting from 25th of July 23, it's going to be an 18 to 20 days class with having 6 hours of classes every day with obviously 2 breaks in between, right? So that's going to be the final regular, the online live classes, right? So you can attend the class from the comforts of your home, right? So the times and all those details you can get it from the website. So that is one. Then after, certainly after the batch is conducted, the new recordings will be available, and then if you want to purchase the recorded classes, you can do so. Then existing students who have purchased the class before 30th of June 23, purchase regular class, not fast track or marathon. I hope I've made it clear. Those who've purchased the regular class before 30th June, and they are going to write their exams for May 24. Right, for them, we will provide a new serial key of the new recording free of cost with one view and 6 months validity. Right, so those students who have purchased the audit regular class through any of the mediums on or before 30th of June 23, and you are going to write the exams for May 24 onwards, you will get a new serial key with one view and with 6 months validity. Material, you'll have to purchase it separately, right? The notes you'll have to purchase. We are bearing the cost of the serial key. Material cost, you need to bear it. Okay, right. Then as of now, what is happening? Okay, as of now, I'm recording a fast track class for the November 23 exams, right? So see, I've come up with the 10th edition of the book, right? The 10th edition of the book includes the question paper, right, of the May 23 exams, the RTP, MTP 1 and 2 of the May 23 exams. So totally updated book over there. That is the 10th edition. And for the 10th edition batch, currently I am recording the classes. So you can place the order because I'm updating the lectures on the real-time basis, right? So that's only for the November 23, right? It's a short shelf product, having a small shelf life over there. Okay, right. And then after that, I wanted to ask the students one question, like, the teacher wants to know or the country wants to know, like in case if you've studied audit or you're studying the other subjects and you know the changing course of the, changing pattern of the CA course, how would it be that if we study the syllabus or we study the subject from the study material of the ICAI, right? That we take the, yes, we make use of the study material of the ICAI for doing our regular class. And in addition to that, I give you some summary notes, for the entire for all the chapters over there, and also a scanner which includes all the question and answer, because I am in the process of preparing the material for the new syllabus. But then I notice nowadays it is so important to cover the entire study material that I feel like, okay, let me put all the content of study material in a crisp, concise manner over there. So just giving it a thought. So do let me know in the comments that whether you would prefer to study or attend classes based on the study material, or whether you would like to follow our existing pattern of having the class notes for the same. Right, so looking forward to know about that. I hope I have yes, given you some insightful information regarding the new syllabus for the audit paper which has come, right? And thank you so much for your patient listening. And I wish you all the very best for your exams and also for your preparations for the exams. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Okay.